3, 2, 1. We are rolling. Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to look at a basketball drop analysis. So what you're going to do, hopefully you have LoggerPro already on your computer. And so you're going to open that up. Come on, LoggerPro. Here we go. So I've got my LoggerPro opened up. I have nothing on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, I think it's Insert Movie. And then I'm going to pick the movie for my desktop. Now remember, I have trimmed this movie down so it is only the motion. Look, it's 2 seconds long. That is long enough to get the motion that I need. I'm going to import it and click, click, click. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I did this on a tripod. I've got Mr. Abbott up here is dropping the ball. I've got a meter stick here and it's in line with my basketball, so I'm avoiding any parallax. And if I hit play down here, I see it go, boom, and that's all I really need. So now to analyze this, what you need to do is you're going to go, let's go back to the beginning. And you see this little button down here, you're going to toggle that on. And that's going to give you a whole bunch of options here. Now, let's take a look at my axes. Now, I could make the axes start here, but then what's going to happen is anything going down is going to be negative. And I think it's going to be easier to analyze if I make going down positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my axis and put my axis right where the basketball starts. And then I'm going to take this button and I'm going to rotate it around here. And let's see, can I slide that over at all? Yeah, let's move it over a little bit. Okay. So now my axis is lined up. It looks like the ball should follow that axis. And now it's going to be going in the positive Y direction. So down I've made positive by doing that 180. Then what I'm going to do is I need to tell the computer how big this is. And so I know that's 1 meter, or because I know my height, I could actually use my height in the picture, or if I knew the height of this poster, I could go back and use the poster, but we're recommending that you actually put a meter stick so you know exactly how high it is. So I can go in here, I click this button here, I go in, I go to the top of my meter stick, I click, I drag down to the bottom of the meter stick, and then, oh, sorry, not that one, let's go this one. I'm going to click, that's actually just for measuring. I'm going to click that, come down, and then I should have a window pop up. There we go. So again, that was this button right here, not this one. So this button right here, I'm going to say the distance is 1 meter. Okay. And then I'm going to go into my tracker. I'm going to add a tracking point, which I already have. I'm going to hit this button right here. And so now what I'm going to do, sorry, add point series. I'm going to track this ball. And now I want to hit the same position on the ball the entire time. So every time I click a button, it's going to move the frame forward 1. And then as soon as the ball starts to move, actually, you know what? I would actually even maybe go back and start right there, right here, instead of all those dots I did before. But since I already started, I can finish it off. We can see what that looks like. Okay, now it's dropping. Notice I'm picking only the top of the basketball. I'm trying to keep everything in a line. Top of the basketball, 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 top of the basketball. Now, because I'm not perfectly going straight down, you could actually do this in the middle of the basketball, or the bottom of the basketball. It doesn't matter as long as you keep the position the same. Because I'm not actually going perfectly straight down, I'm probably going to get some kind of X velocity. But I can kind of ignore that X velocity. All right, I'm going to come all the way down. And boom. Okay, so it's hit the ground. You see how it's kind of angled a little bit? I bet I could come back in here to my axes and I could actually rotate that a little bit more. So it kind of follows that. That's going to take out some of that X velocity. Come on, up, up, up. Oh, not that far, not that far, not that far, not that far. Oh, yes, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm gonna minimize this. Oh, look at these graphs. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? All right, so I've got all of the variables listed here. I don't want all the variables listed here. Let's see what I want. Let's try a Y position. Y position. Oh, versus time. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, so this is my Y position versus time. Notice I started a little bit above that axis that I went on, and then whoa, there's like a little bit of a curve here. Okay, if I wanted to do a little curve fit on that, I might suggest just the data that I'm interested in. So I'm gonna click this data here, because that's what I'm kind of interested in. This part up here is all kind of just flat and garbage, nothing's happening. And then I'm gonna go into my curve fit here, which I can use this button. It says, okay, what kind of curve do you want? I don't know, let me try linear. And then I say over here, try fit, and it says 0.988. That's a really high correlation, 1 being the highest. What about quadratic? Try fit. Ooh, 0.9999. I like that one. All right, so I've got some kind of quadratic motion going down here in my y-axis. Okay, cool. Let's try something else. What about my x? Hello, x-axis, where are you? Oh yeah, it was x2, because I clicked on that second. Oh my goodness. So look, it stayed in the same place, stayed in the same place, stayed in the same place, and then like I've got some like kind of garbage data right here. There's no real correlation. It looks like it's moving to the side a little bit, but really it was just falling straight down. So I'm going to ignore that because we shouldn't have any x direction. If we look at our x velocity, x2 velocity, sorry. Again, it's not moving, not moving, not moving. And then like these points are all over the place. So I don't think there's any good correlation there. So I have no real x velocity. Let's take a look at my y velocity. Ooh, that looks fairly linear. So I'm going to grab these points. Let's check it out. And I'm going to do a linear fit, which is going to be this guy right here. And it looks like I have a linear fit of this. I have a slope of 9. I wonder what that means. B-intercept. And so that's how you're going to analyze your drop. You're going to be sketching these graphs in your mission logbook. And yeah, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please ask. I look forward to seeing your learning. Rock on.